So, hi, my name is Darren Joseph from HEG.tax, and we're the team that seeks to demystify that sometimes confusing world of international tax. And today we have the honor and privilege of once again having a conversation with Mark Morris. Mark, would you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm a expert in CRS and other automatic exchange of information and exchange on demand and CARF and the immobile property that's coming. And I consulted for the EU Commission and the OECD on AEI for 10 years before going on my own.
Okay, wonderful. And today we are going to be talking about Richard the Lionheart Trust. So a trust where the governing law derives from British military bases in Cyprus. So this is my third question. So seeing that the governing law of the Lionheart Trust would be the sovereign base area itself in Cyprus, could you talk a bit about the geography of that location?
Most people never heard of the SBAs, and even people living on the island are not really aware that they are sovereign British areas until this war with Iran, when, let's say, I think it was Lebanese proxies of Iran sent some drones over, and it actually hit the base. And then the whole of Cyprus was very unhappy about that, asking for the British to leave. But they can't, because when Britain gave back the territory, the colony, well, they never gave it back. They just gave it independence. The Treaty of Cyprus said, we keep these. All other British overseas territories, there's a long-term envisaged plan that they'll become independent. This is the only one where there's no mention that we'll leave one day, whether you agree, whether we agree. So the Prime Minister and the EU saying, we're going to have discussions about that. They can have discussions for the rest of eternity. It's written into the treaty, okay? So these areas are not merely the military base. So when you enter Akrotiri, there's two bases, Akrotiri and Dhekelia. Dhekelia is 100 kilometers to the east. So when you drive through Akrotiri, you've got to drive through the road, through the forest for at least 10 kilometers before you reach the military base. But that's all sovereign base area. And to the right, for 20 kilometers, there are towns in the SBA, which is interesting. But you can see that you've arrived in the British territory, because Cyprus, a little bit third world, potholes and broken pavements. As soon as you cross over into the British territory, which is next to Akrotiri for the next 20 kilometers, everything is first world. There's no potholes. Pavements are perfect. The road signs say zebra crossing. Okay, if you stop at the pubs, it's English food, ploughman's lunch, English beers. Your navigation in your car switches over from metric to miles and yards. So it is truly British territory. It's the only British territory where they use euros. Yeah. Most of them use US dollars or pounds, but this one uses euros.
What about Gibraltar? They use euros there?
Where?
Gibraltar.
I'm not sure. I think I've got a client that has to pay £32,000 a year.
Pounds, okay.
Fixed tax. And I've seen the Gibraltar, and I just came back from St. Helena and they use pounds or their own pounds, but it's linked 1-to-1. So it's the only territory that uses euros there. Okay, so it's about 200-300 kilometers. Maybe it's miles, squared. So it makes up 3% of the territory of Cyprus. So it's not only those two, there are 7 little parcels. Some are villages, some are, if you go into the Trudeau Mountains, at the top, there's a radar dish there, all surrounded by guards for the military, the RAF base in Akrotiri. So they've got 7, and some of them, there's a 10-kilometer road through Cyprus, but that road is British territory, and then you get to the village, because 18,000 people live on these territories, SBAs, of which 11,000 are Cypriot. People living there are Cypriot tax residents, unless you're the military person, then you're UK, or the spouse is not Cypriot. And so businesses there, restaurants, etc., they follow Cypriot tax laws, but the trusts are governing law of SBA.
Okay. So, Mark, what's the best way for someone to reach you to discuss this further?
So I have a website, a Lionheart Trust, but you can go to my main website, Co-Ownership Trust, with a dash, you'll find me on LinkedIn. I publish 10 articles a day, and now I'm publishing letterheads and posts. When you used to do a search for LinkedIn, you could find specific articles. LinkedIn seemed to have stopped that.
Okay.
Even AI struggles to find specific articles.
Okay.
But if you do a Google search on LinkedIn, you'll find me. And that's the most common way. People are sending me a message. Hi, Mark, can we speak?
Yeah. Fantastic.